We are nearing the end of the impeachment trial of suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton.
After calling only 4 witnesses, the defense rested just a short time ago. KVUE's Ford Sanders joins us now live from outside the Senate chamber.
And Ford, today we heard from 4 current staffers in the Attorney General's office. They say the office didn't do anything wrong.
Quita, each of these witnesses are still currently employed by AG Paxton, and they say the firings of the whistleblowers were legitimate. Let's start with Justin Gordon. He's the chief over the Public Records Division for the Office of the Attorney General. He was the first to take the stand today. He spoke to the allegations of misuse of public records laws by Paxton and says ultimately no crimes were committed by the Attorney General. Austin Kinghorn took the stand second, and he's the Associate Deputy Attorney General for Legal Counsel. He says illegal activity is not something he has seen in AG Paxton's office.
I would not. I accepted promotion in this agency at a very critical time, and I assured myself and assured my wife if there were ever anything that I saw that were illegal or unethical, I would step away. And I'm still here. I'm proud of the work we do. I'm proud to serve General Paxton. I'm proud to be part of this agency.
The jury also heard from the director of the OAG's HR department. That's Henry De La Garza. And in addition to being the HR director, he also advises the staff on all ethical issues. He notes the reasons some of these whistleblowers were fired is due to policy violations, not because they went to the FBI. However, prosecutor Daniel Duco says the Texas State Code outlines firing whistleblowers within 90 days is seen as out of retaliation.
November 2nd, a month after going to the FBI, Mark Penley was fired.
Yes.
November 17th, 6 weeks after going to the FBI, Ryan Vassar is fired.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the expression, there's no coincidences in Austin? Pass the witness.
Now that the defense has rested, this trial will officially move to rebuttals, closing arguments, and then the jury will actually go into deliberations. Live from the Texas State Capitol, Ford Sanders, KVUE News.
All right, thank you so much, Ford. And the Ken Paxton impeachment trial is inching closer and closer to closing arguments. And KVUE senior reporter Tony Plahetsky is here to share his analysis.
All right, Tony, the prosecution went for what, 7 days, full days? The defense, not even a full day, really 4 witnesses today, and they rest. Does that indicate any confidence on the defense's side?
I think it might. I mean, look, 24 hours ago, they were filing a motion to stop the trial before it even went to a jury. That is how, even though we're told that that's a pretty standard thing for a defense team to do, it also is something of a sign of their confidence, how they are feeling about their case. But we are told at the same time, though, experts tell us, legal experts tell us that there is an advantage to go ahead and putting on a defense, particularly if it is a successful defense. Of course, it'll be in the minds of the jurors whether or not the evidence they heard today was, in fact, a successful defense.
And speaking of those jurors, all of them lawmakers, how many votes does it take to formally impeach Ken Paxton?
So just as a reminder, this does not require a unanimous verdict, unlike the criminal justice system. It would require a vote of 21 senators. So just to break that down for you, as we have been doing, if you assume all 12 Democrats vote in favor of impeachment, we would have to, in order for the impeachment to occur, the conviction to occur, they would have to pick up 9 Republican senators to push the impeachment across the finish line and get a conviction for Ken Paxton.
Okay,
and
so
lots of politics working to ensure that that does not happen.
Walk us through what happens now.
Well, I think we are still trying to see whether or not either side wants to put on rebuttal evidence. That is baked into the schedule. They each get an hour, then an hour for closing. And then I think the question is whether or not, or how long I should say, the senators plan to spend deliberating behind closed doors. There's a feeling among many people who have been following this that they are going into deliberations with their minds totally made up. But again, once they all get in the same room and they have discussions, will some try to persuade the other? We can imagine that that will happen.
All right.
Our senior reporter, Tony Plahetsky, keeping an eye on everything happening in this trial. Thank you. And everyone can keep track of the impeachment trial by accessing KVUE Plus, and that's where we'll continue to bring you live coverage up until the state Senate votes on whether to convict or acquit Ken Paxton.
Of course, you can watch it all happening live along with expert analysis like you just heard and summaries of the trial. Download the KVUE Plus app on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV.